The woman was known as a CEO killer, an heiress who had failed over a dozen arranged marriage meetings. When the proposal reached me, a man standing on the edge of financial ruin, I finally understood what it meant. A misfit for a misfit. Her family's fortune was said to be in the billions, while mine, an old, struggling sack brewery, was drowning in debt. Perhaps, to them, marrying off their daughter to me was nothing more than a symbolic gesture, like tossing coins into a wishing well. I, Yuta Shinohara, came from generations of sake brewers in a small countryside town. Since childhood, I watched my father and grandfather work tirelessly, surrounded by the scent of rice and fermentation. I swore I'd protect our brewery one day, but by the time I took over, everything had changed. Young people stopped drinking sake. Big corporations flooded the market with cheap products, and the local economy was collapsing. Sales dropped year after year. Then my father fell ill, and the burden became mine alone. Debt piled up. I couldn't even pay my workers properly. Some quit in silence. Others apologized before leaving. Alone, standing in that quiet brewing hall, the word closure echoed again and again in my mind. Then one day, a familiar face from the local bank came to see me. "This isn't an official matter," he said carefully, "but there's someone who might be willing to help, if you're open to an arranged meeting." "An arranged meeting?" I repeated. He nodded. "The Takamiya family, investors we work with. Their daughter, Miss Mina Takamiya, has an interest in supporting traditional industries. If things go well, it might lead to both financial and familial support." The Takamiyas were legends in our region. Old money, massive influence. They owned land, businesses, and penthouses in Tokyo. Why would such a family consider a man drowning in debt? The banker sighed. "To be honest, she's quite strong-willed. Over 10 suitors have walked away. People call her difficult, but I think she just has standards. A dozen failed meetings, a CEO killer. And now, it was my turn. Still, this might be my only chance." So I bowed deeply. "Please arrange it, I'll meet her." The day came sooner than I expected. I sat waiting in a tatami room, my palms sweating, my mind full of worries. Then the sliding door opened, and my breath caught. A woman with sleek black hair dressed in an elegant dress bowed gracefully. "Pleased to meet you, I'm Mina Takamiya. Thank you for taking the time to see me." I, Shinohara Yuta. Thank you for coming," I stammered, bowing back awkwardly. She smiled gently, not mockingly, kindly, and the air softened. Our conversation soon drifted from small talk to business. She asked sharp, insightful questions about production, tradition, and the market. It felt like speaking with a professional consultant, not a potential bride. When I apologized for turning our meeting into a work talk, she shook her head. "No, please. I work in business revitalization at my father's company. I've always wanted to help small regional industries. I studied business management, and I suppose it shows." Then, more softly, she said, "You've probably heard the rumors. The men I met before were all CEOs. Proud, successful men. They didn't like it when I spoke my mind. They said I was cold, unfeminine, hard to love." I shook my head. "No, you're honest, and you care. That's not arrogance. That's passion." She blinked in surprise, then smiled. A real smile. Warm and alive. Later, instead of parting ways, I invited her to see the brewery. The staff looked stunned as I entered with a beautiful woman by my side. But Mina moved among them naturally, chatting, asking questions, taking notes. In the brewing hall, she closed her eyes and inhaled deeply. "There's still so much power sleeping here," she murmured. Her words stayed with me. Not long after, she officially became our consultant, and everything began to change. She revived our brand, built our online presence, and created events pairing our sake with local cuisine. She contacted hotels, buyers, influencers, anyone who could help spread the story of our sake. Months passed, and miracles happened. Young people came, tourists lined up, former employees returned. The brewery, once silent, was full of laughter again. And as we spent more time together, I found myself falling for her, deeply. One evening, over a new sake sample, I said quietly, "Mina, meeting you saved me. And this place, thank you." Her eyes softened. "And I should thank you, Yuta. Working with you reminds me why I started helping people in the first place." She smiled. "Let's keep protecting this brewery. Together." But peace never lasts forever. One afternoon, a loud voice echoed through our busy shop. "Hey, what's this? You call this sake?" It was Renji Aoi, the heir to a rival brewery. "Looks like the famous Shinohara brand's gone cheap," he sneered. I clenched my jaw. "You can insult me all you want, but don't insult my customers, or her." He smirked, muttered a threat, and left. But soon after, the attacks began. Fake reviews online, events canceled, suppliers pressured to cut ties. And worst of all, they bought up all the rice we used. We couldn't make our signature sake anymore. That night, I sat in the dark brewery, head in my hands. "It's over," I whispered. Then I heard her voice, trembling, angry. "Don't you dare say that. You love this brewery more than anyone. If you give up, what happens to everyone who believed in you?" Her eyes glistened with tears. And suddenly I remembered who I was. A brewer, a son, a Shinohara. I stood up again. Together, we went to a farmer my grandfather once worked with. I begged him, "Your rice made our sake what it is. Please, let me brew with it again." The farmer sighed deeply. "Fine. I still drink your sake every night anyway." I bowed until my forehead touched the ground. Soon, brewing began again. And then, news broke. Mina had gone to confront Aoi's chief brewer, convincing him to expose their corruption. The scandal exploded. Aoi's company collapsed. At last, peace returned. When our new sake was ready, I named it Mina. It meant everyone, but also her. The launch was a success. Smiles, laughter, and the rich scent of sake filled the air. That night, in the quiet of the brewery, I raised my glass. "Mina," I said softly, "I love you. Please, marry me." Her eyes shimmered. "You're the only one who ever saw me for who I am," she whispered. "Yes, I will." From an awkward arranged meeting, to business partners, to soulmates. Like the sake we brewed, our love deepened with time. Rich, patient, and warm.